everybody. So last week we talked about what good posture is and kind of the anatomy and basics to how to stack up your spine. So just as a review, I like to think about the spine, even though it can be very complicated, it really is just a stack of blocks. So if you think about your bottom block as your pelvis is your bottom block, you want to set that up in a level position so that the rest of your blocks can stack up on top of each other and just rest and let gravity do the work. So I like to, usually to first find that position, is to sit on the edge of your chair and look for those bony butt bones to sit on. They're called your ischial tuberosities, but I like bony butt bones instead. So as you're rocking your pelvis, you can find where those sit bones are the boniest and the heaviest, and that's where your bottom block is most level. Now, as you're sitting at your computer desks or at your dining room table, whatever you guys have made into your work or your makeshift workspace, it might be difficult to maintain that. So I have a couple of tips to kind of show you guys how to set up your workstation to make it a little bit more comfortable and make it work for you and not you have to work for your workstation. So if you take a pillow and just kind of either roll it or fold it in half or thirds, that's a really good way to help give yourself a little bit of lumbar support. So you can see that as I'm sitting with the pillow kind of in the small of my back, it almost pushes me forward to get me into an anterior pelvic tilt. Again, that's going to help get on my sit bones so that my bottom block is level and I'm able to let the rest of my body stack through and let gravity do the work. The other thing you can do is either with a pillow or if you have an extra beach towel hanging around, fold it up a couple times. I think this should be good. And you can sit on it. Again, you can see that this puts my hips a little bit forward so that my hips are over my knees. And that is, again, getting me up onto my sit bones so I'm not in this schlumpy, rounded position, which is going to tension all these back muscles. And if you feel like everything just gets tight up at the end of the day, it's because all these muscles are being stretched and holding on and not being very happy. So if you can get your pelvis up a little bit higher so that your hips are above your knees, then everything can, again, just stack up. So now once we have our nice sitting position, how you set up your workspace, your computer, is definitely going to impact the way that you're going to be sitting the rest of the day. So you can see that right now I have my laptop on I have a couple of blocks of paper. You can use books, phone books, or if you would like to get some of those locker stackers, they're kind of like wire mesh to help elevate your screen. I like it, and even still, I think my laptop is a little bit low for me. I would like the bottom of your screen to be eye level. Naturally, and this is going to be what happens with everybody, we're going to be drawn towards what we look at. So regardless, I'm going to start to kind of come into this position as I get focused on my work. Now, being up here is going to be a lot better than if my screen is lower and I find myself way down here. And then here you're seeing that I'm getting back into that position where everything is stretched back here, everything is going to get tired and cranky, and it's going to be yelling at you at the end of the day. So again, trying to get several phone books, some old yearbooks, whatever you guys have hanging around, to help lift your screen up. And then you can see that I have a wireless keyboard. So it's okay if you don't have it, and you can still kind of rest up here. That might be a little uncomfortable for your shoulders, but again, I think that it's personally better to keep your screen lifted than to find yourself hunching forward. So if you have a wireless keyboard, trying to get one of these, attaching it to your laptop so that your arms can rest at a comfortable position while your screen is at eye level. Now you can also, so So I have several tips. I think this is probably my last one. Any time that if you get carpal tunnel syndromes or any like numbness or tightness in your wrists, that could be from your keyboard position. So you can see that I have my keyboard flat. Sometimes keyboards will have their little adjustments to angle it. What that's going to do is put your wrist, make your wrist coming into this position, which is going to overwork all these forearm muscles. So trying to getting into a nice Goldilocks position, not too much up here, not too much down here, but somewhere just right in the middle, so that you're not overworking all of these forearm extensor muscles. If anybody has any questions, I can take some. No? Another thing that I like to do while I'm sitting, oh, of course, yes, I do have another tip. So I like to tell all my clients that your best posture is your next posture. So even if you're set up so good, you can say, Cassie, I got my towel, I raised my computer screen, I have my wireless keyboard. Still, if you're sitting here for 8 hours, even a couple hours a day, everything is going to get worn down. So it's going to be best for your body to be changing positions and kind of getting everything moving. So I really love, personally, sitting on an exercise ball. If you don't have a standing desk, this is a good way to get, to promote some movement in your posture just as you're sitting. You can just do some nice bouncing, or just because you're on something unstable, it's kind of forcing you to move around so that you're not constantly sitting in the same posture over and over and over and loading through the same structures. And that's going to make, again, your body cranky. And we want happy bodies as we're in our COVID quarantine. So overall, best posture is your next posture. If you can lift up your computer screen to make it at eye level, or the bottom of the screen at eye level, so that it's going to prevent the tendency for you to come forward and come towards that screen, but keeping your posture up and gazing forward, getting a wireless keyboard so that you're not having to reach up onto that higher screen, and then keeping the keyboard at a level position so you're not cocking your wrist over and over and over as you're typing to all of your friends on Facebook. Okay, so if you guys have, we are doing, Zoe and I will be on Friday doing another Facebook Live on surviving quarantine. So I'll be going over posture, but we'll also be going over nutrition tips, exercise. It's going to be a great conversation, so I hope you join us for that. And otherwise, have a great day.